Nowhere yesterday. The speculation is finally over. Seven-time Pro Bowler Antonio Brown has a new home, and that home is Oakland. Traded from Pittsburgh, signing a new 3-year deal with the Raiders. He got the guaranteed money that he wanted. He seems to have gotten everything he wanted. We just talked to his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, and we are now delighted to bring in ESPN's NFL analyst and Hall of Fame wide receiver Randy Moss, who joins us. Randy, thank you very much for doing this. And I'm told that you have spoken to Antonio Brown. What did you take away from your conversation with AB?
Well, I just think that, he's happy, he's satisfied with where he's at, understanding that, the emotions and the mixed feelings that how much he loved the city, how much he loved playing for Pittsburgh. And I think that now that he's happy, you've seen him yesterday with his hat on doing push-ups up on his social media. And I think that the one thing that I take from it is I know that if he had to do it over again or an opportunity like this presents itself, I think he would take a different approach. Still stay aggressive, still stay hungry, but I think a lot of the finger pointing and a lot of the blame game and stuff is here nor there. But I think that, it's just sometimes we as humans, the emotions get the best of us. And I think that now the Pittsburgh Steelers can go in their right directions. Antonio Brown can go in his right direction. I think both sides can be satisfied with where they are now.
It's interesting you say that because there's a way of looking at this that says that if a player wants to change his circumstance in the NFL, a sport and a league where the players have very little leverage, he almost has to, for lack of a word, sort of go the nuclear option as he did. Do you think this is the beginning of a new normal where a lot of players do the sorts of things Antonio Brown did to change their situation?
Well, I would tell you this. If you are an elite player in the National Football League, then I think, yes, this is the approach. This is a page you can take out of Antonio Brown's book. Stay aggressive, be aggressive. But if you're, a guy just trying to get a little contract just to remain on the team, don't you take Antonio Brown's approach because you may find yourself at home. So this approach is not for everyone, but I say it's an aggressive approach only for the elite.
Very well said. Let me ask you this. What do you expect from him in Oakland? The combination of him with John Gruden, and we know Derek Carr, the young quarterback. What do you expect there with the Raiders?
Well, I think everyone is going to expect, now he's with Derek Carr. I don't expect the chemistry that Big Ben and Antonio Brown had for it to show right away. It was something special between Antonio Brown and Big Ben. And speaking from a wide receiver's perspective, there's a lot of times where Big Ben took a lot of hits waiting Antonio Brown out, and it wasn't a bad thing. Antonio Brown is double, sometimes he's triple, but Big Ben knew sometimes he needed to go to Antonio. So I think that chemistry and how that developed will be a little different in Oakland starting out. And I think that this offseason, I think Derek Carr has shown he's a hard worker. Antonio Brown showed he's a hard worker. So no matter what type of work they put in this offseason, the chemistry that they try to make, I think that it's going to have to be made on the field when it's live week 1, when it's 11-on-11 guys and not 7-on-7.
And then quickly, AB will be 31 this season. You were one of the all-time greats at the position. He is one of the all-time greats at the position. Up till what age do you think you can or he can maintain that? At what point do you think your skills and his to expect would begin to deteriorate?
Well, I don't really know about the skills being deteriorate. I think once your physical skills leave, it's like you have to use your mind now. It's like you always hear people talking about, aging with wine. So I think the older you get, there are some parts of your physical ability that may leave you. But as far as you keep your mind sharp and stay sharp within the game, I think the sky's the limit. Only if he stays focused and stays determined of going out there and just being the best and being the best wide receiver, the best man he could possibly be. I think the sky's the limit for a guy like that.
Randy Moss, I really appreciate you doing this for us this morning. Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon. Have a terrific day.
All right, man. God bless. Have a good one.
That's Randy Moss with us right here live. His perspective on Antonio Brown. Much more of this on SportsCenter tonight. 6 Eastern after PTI. Sage and Keith Olbermann with Shefty joining the show. The latest on NFL free agency, plus who gets the most credit for the Celtics surge, and the latest on Zion. All that and more. SportsCenter after PTI. It's on ESPN and the ESPN app. Now, changing gears. The Lakers' slide continued on Saturday with a loss at home to the Celtics. LeBron and company have now lost 5 straight, 7 of their last 8. They're sitting in 11th place out west. And while they're not mathematically eliminated, let's face it, this thing isn't going anywhere. And things have gone from bad to worse, candidly, as the team has announced, first off, they are scaling back LeBron's minutes. We've seen it a bit already. He's averaged under 30 minutes per game over his last 2. Then in very scary news on Saturday, the team announces that Brandon Ingram will miss the rest of the season after being diagnosed with a deep venous thrombosis in his right arm, a condition caused by a blood clot. That is something that can be potentially very serious. And the Lakers have also shut down point guard Lonzo Ball, who's got a grade 3 ankle sprain going back to mid-January. Then later it turns out there's a bone bruise, so it has slowed his recovery. So it is obviously, these are difficult times as they play out the string in L.A. And Mike Woodson's with us this morning. If you are the Lakers right now, what are you doing with LeBron?
Mike, I'm sitting him down. Straight up. He's got to sit down.
And you know he's going to fight you on that.
I'm the coach. He's got to sit down.
Here's the question I would have. If you say to him, I'm the coach, he might say, yes, but I'm LeBron James. And being LeBron James, I hate to say this, is bigger than the coach, isn't it?
No, he is. And it would be a tough decision, but I got to start thinking about next season, this summer. Magic, Rob, Jeannie Buss, they got a pivotal summer to think about in terms of getting this team ready for next season to compete in the West.
What are they going to do?
Well, they got room for a max guy, so they got to go out and seek that. I like the young guys that they have in Kuzma, Ingram, and Ball, but again, those are decisions that's got to be made this summer in terms of bettering their ball club moving forward. So they got a lot on their heads, you know, in terms of trying to get this team better. Because make no mistake about it, Mike, we need LeBron James in the playoffs.
The league does.
The league needs him in. The fans need him. I need him in. You know, I love watching LeBron play in the playoffs, so that's important moving forward.
To get there, he needs help. Will he get it? Do the free agents out there, the top-level players in the NBA, do they want to play with LeBron James?
I think so. I mean, there's been, you know, talk about guys not wanting to play with LeBron. But LeBron's so great, man, that he can adjust to any player that plays with him. So it's going to be important. You know, you got key guys like Durant, Kyrie, Kawhi
Leonard.
Butler.
Does Jimmy Butler fit that bill? You add Jimmy Butler to this mix in Los Angeles?
Any of those players can fit the bill. You know, it's just, you know.
Do they get Anthony Davis? Do you believe they will get Anthony Davis?
You know, I think so. I think they have a shot. You know, I don't blame Magic and the Lakers at what happened. You know, you lose LeBron James for 18 games, and then you go out doing the free agency and try to pull off a big blockbuster deal that didn't work. You know, it just didn't work out. So that's why this summer they got to figure it out.
It's a big summer, one of the biggest off seasons they've ever had. Mike Woodson's with us all morning long. And by the way, I'm not sure what, if anything, you could have done about this. But meanwhile, on planet Earth, we have a major bat problem in San Antonio. There's another bat in San Antonio. Mike, I'm starting to wonder if they just like this. Why do we have bats in San Antonio? It seems like all the time. Look, what is going on? And they've got the mascot in a bat suit already. Are they doing this on purpose?
I hope not.
I hope not too. Isn't that a danger? I don't know anything about anything, but I know that just shouldn't be happening, and it seems to be continuously happening. I'd like to put together a committee to look into that. Mike, I'd like you to chair that committee. Meanwhile, championship week continues tonight with the American Conference Women's Championship game. UCF and UConn, who've won all 5 American tournaments, 7 Eastern on ESPN2, and it's on the ESPN app, so you can watch from anywhere. As we go, people saying the Steelers are the team that lost the AB sweepstakes. Next hour, we'll tell you one team that may have missed out even more than Pittsburgh. That's next.